Hello, 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 everyone. It is so nice to see you. It's so nice to be seen. Oh my goodness, I am absolutely over the moon about this show today because I have two of the most amazing people. I mean, we always have Heather, but she's, you know, it's one of the most amazing people I know. And we have Spencer Jones here, the Prince of Positivity. And I can't be any more elated. You guys all know me. I am JP Atkins, your Freedom Jedi, helping you break free from all that drama and bullshit that you've been living. And to my left, we have Miss Heather. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Heather, owner and operator of Living Oracle Wellness. I am an energy medicine woman. I help individuals release their energy attachments to trauma and life so they don't carry it with them anymore and they get to rewrite their life however they want.
Awesome. And we have to my right is Mr. Spencer Jones. Spencer, would you like to introduce yourself?
No, I'll just sit here and be mysterious for everybody so you can keep questioning. Or I guess I could. So I'm Spencer Jones. Gotta have fun with it. AKA the Prince of
Either way.
Positivity. I don't know, what about me? I love helping people step into their light and shine, right? Because you have that beautiful light inside of you, so let it shine. And so we help people master their energy sovereignty and guide them so that they can live their life to the max.
I love it. And, one of the things that Spencer is my alarm clock in the morning. His podcast is absolutely amazing. So make sure you check it out. It is the Daily Energizer. Today, we can really talk about navigating life's tapestry. And so, what does that mean? We want to really talk about the moments that really make up in our lives, really cherish that. So our goal is to discover some of the secrets to identifying and savoring these precious moments to cultivate a mindset of appreciation and create a life filled with purpose and significance. Whew. That's a big show. And I'm with like two of the best people that I could possibly be on the show with. What are your thoughts right off the top of your head?
About how to cultivate?
Yeah, like what comes to mind when you hear that whole paragraph that I just read? Like what is the
Put your phone down. That's the first thing I think of. Put your phone down. That's the first thing. As I'm like touching mine over here, flipping it upside down. To be present in the moment. I think we just lose so many things nowadays, worried about the next thing, right? And so finding peace within yourself so that you can not be thinking about the next thing and be able to be here and now, appreciating what's happening around you.
Yeah. How about you, Spence?
I love that, and I totally agree about just be in the present moment. So many times we are stuck on thinking of stuff in the past, right? The pains, problems, struggles we've had before, or anxiety about the future, the stuff coming up. Oh my God, I have to get this ready and do that, and all of those things. That it leads us, I don't know, for me feeling drained and just not enjoying the present moments. As you said, put your phone down. Just be here with us in this moment. Be there with your kids. Be there with the people in your life, right? I just, right before this, I had coffee with a friend of mine. And so we went out to the coffee shop and we just had a conversation. No phones out. We were listening, looking at each other, having this great conversation. And I was able to savor it because I was there in that moment. And I mean, isn't that what life is made up of all these different moments? Yes, we need to look in the rearview mirror to find the lessons and take those and move forward. We need to look ahead to plan and to prep and prepare. But after we do those things, and as we're doing those things, even let's come to the present moment and really savor, because that's where life happens, is in the present moment.
I definitely agree. It's, you know, it can be a challenge sometimes though, right? We have all these distractions and all these these this dinging, this dinging. Um, Last week, one of my clients, I'm on a Slack thread with them, and there were 67 different messages on one day where everything was, and it was all for me, and it was all questions and things that we were dealing, and we're launching a big project. So I mean, it made perfect sense, but it was so ridiculous, and I'm trying to work through all that too. You know, how do you deal with the constant barrage of um, attention seekers? You know, those um, I keep wanting to say energy vampires, but that is not the right word. But the attention seekers, all those little things that are looking for your attention, the social medias, the things like that, the pinging.
Why can't they be energy vampires? I mean, they're directing your energy in a way that's not serving you or helping you be your best. So they're draining you, right? And you're giving your energy to it. And sometimes those things are unintentionally part of our life, right? And so, especially with phones, for example, having Slack or having the notifications on, it's intended, right, to notify you, to make sure you're aware of it, you can address it, but it also helps feed that addiction that many of us have to our devices, myself included, right, that we're working on. So personally,
Yeah.
like, I've silenced almost all the notifications on my phone, almost all of them. I have phone calls and text, and text is about to get silenced here soon, right? And so, like, nope, I check my phone at certain times of the day. If it's an emergency, you know, call me, right? We'll figure it out. But that has allowed me to focus and be present in that moment more. But I still find myself get sucked into, like, oh, let me check these notifications that come up, or see what notifications came up, and really try to dive into freeing myself of those distractions, right? So yeah, I could look in the past and learn and grow, but if I stay stuck back there, it's going to be draining my energy. So let's heal, like what Heather does, right? Let's find ways to heal from our trauma so that we can be at our best right here and now. Okay, if I'm dealing with the future and I'm anxious, I'm stressed out, well, let's create a plan. Let's figure out the steps I need to take. So then, cool, we have that plan. But then let's come here, and sometimes having a device can be helpful to do that, to have that reminder, be like, oh, focus right here. Oh, focus right here. But a lot of time for me, that's a distraction. So I have people in my life who will check in, and I have accountability partners and groups that I go, okay, yep, they're checking in with me. Hey, how'd you do today? Like, how are you going there? And just knowing I have to report to them helps. And also finding the different strategies that have helped me. Like having a to-do list has really helped me. Having a calendar with a schedule of the time that I follow has been a huge help in allotting time within that calendar for, oh, this is my time to be on social media. Oh, this is my time to answer this, has been a big help. I still struggle with it at times, but it has helped me immensely when I commit to it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, time chunking is huge. Chunking is huge. It's one of the things I talk about all the time when it comes to time mastery and things like that. Another one that's really interesting that I talk about is day theming. So having a theme for your day so you can move through your stuff easier. So for instance, on Tuesday, it's all about tech for me. So I have to go back. That's when I normally upload things. That's when I normally do major tech changes. That's kind of the focus. Whereas Wednesday, it's all about writing. And so I'm going to write out social media posts. I'm going to write out some stuff and get things together, you know, in my work time for me, not clients, you know.
How
about you,
I
Heather?
love that you up in the day. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to
go ahead.
Your that you divided up between the day, like, okay, today's a tech day, today's a writing day. That's a great way to divide it up. I find to stay committed to it and be able to do those things without getting overwhelmed. For me, I don't divide up my day quite like that. I found that I'm more creative in the mornings. So for me, like I'm just more creative. I could write social media posts. I could write the newsletters or whatever, right? Record podcasts. I'm so much more creative in the morning that I make sure I put those types of activities, those tasks in my morning schedule, right? It's anywhere between like 8 a.m. for me, 8 a.m. to like 11 or noon. After that, I'm not so creative, right? And it's just not quite as much right there, but I'm good on calls still. I could still be there with them there and creative in that setting. So I'll schedule calls for the later morning, afternoon, or then I'll do the other tasks like the tech things. Okay, I have to upload this or share this out or take pictures or whatever that is. Then I'll do those tasks in the afternoon, which don't have to take as much creativity as other things. So I find what works best for me with my body and how I am energetically through the day, and then I try to chunk it out like that. But I also love the themes for each day as well.
Yeah, I have things chunked. So like my morning routine is chunked in, my time for my business is chunked in, and then time for client work is chunked in. So to make sure I have deliverables when I'm supposed to be working on deliverable stuff. And so in my days, even in their days, they just don't realize this is what I'm doing. Tech goes on Tuesdays, like it's a major tech focus. Normally I'm like, really, what technologically do I need to work on right now? And I love tech. I love tech. I love that some people still pay me to do tech. I'm gonna say that. I love that some people still pay me to do tech. That's how I'm gonna say that. I'm down to about 3 people that pay me for tech work, and I am done. As these clients fall off, I'm done. No more tech. For the same reasons why everyone else hates tech. I hate it just as much as everyone else does. I just know how to do it better.
But you're really good at it. Not all of us are really good at it.
I know. This is why I end up doing some of the tech work, because it really is like some of the stuff is second nature, and by the time I explain it to you, I could have already done it. It's like, okay, I can't. No. Especially
I found I have an iPhone, and so I found I can put in focus times. So I found like if I put in a work focus time from this time to this time, that helps because, like Spencer said, the notifications on my phone, getting past that, you don't have to respond to someone right away, right? We're so used to that response within a few minutes because it's right there with us all the time. Nothing bad's going to happen if I don't answer someone's text message about how my day is going for 3 or 4 hours. You know what I mean?
You think it's gonna be the end of the world if I don't get back right away? Like, oh my gosh, the world's gonna fall apart if I'm not on my phone or if I'm not checking these notifications.
Right.
How new age is that, right? The last 10, 15 years that has really taken on a thing. But I mean, hell, when we were kids, it was you had a phone.
What got me was when I first started in this online world was what if it's a potential client? Right. And then I don't want to leave them hanging. And then I learned that's ridiculous. I can't be coaching them all day, every day. I can't be that available to them either. You know what I mean? So yeah, just giving myself the grace that I don't have to do it. I don't think that anyone expected me to. It was just in my own head of, but I need to respond right now. I need to, what if they have a question? What if they're a potential client? Well, then probably,
you too. You must respond to me.
Oh, you just blow me up if I don't answer your calls. That's
then I call you. I message Ken.
Right.
Then I call and make sure that you're okay.
Right. Well, so for me, that's kind of what started me responding right away was my daughter has some mental problems, and it's a trauma response for me of being available all the time. And so, if I'm going to turn off my phone, my children know I'm turning my phone off because it's definitely a trauma response. She would call me, I never knew when she was going to call, if she was going to call, what she was going to need. Was I going to be talking her off the ledge? Which I have multiple times, and so I think that was part of it for me. And so being able to free myself and say, I can't carry that with me all the time. I can't be available all the time. One of the best things, and I need to do it much more often, I say this all the time, is to just shut the phone off for a while. Like, the phone doesn't even have to be on, and we should all schedule that into our lives much more often, of where, the world, like you said, Spencer, the world's not going to end if we shut our phone off and are present in the moment for a little while. I think that's why I love to go to places where there's no service. And then I'm like, oh, well, sorry, I have no service. I'm not available to you right now.
It's amazing, and I love how you mentioned that it's a trauma response. I mean, I don't love that that's what the reason is for you, but the fact that you have that awareness is huge, because then as you could start choosing what to do with it after that. And as you said, I was thinking about me, like, why do I feel the urge and need to respond every time, right, to a message instantly? And I go back, well, that's how I was raised, right? It was like, hey, you need to respond right away, and you need to be there all the time. And how dare you if you don't answer me? Right, need to be respectful. But then even on top of that, I'm a recovering people pleaser, right? A yes person all the time. So it's almost like I'm saying no to a person if I don't respond right away. And so it's been this learning curve and struggle for me to go, oh, okay, let's hold off. Let's not answer. It's not going to be the end of the world. And even as I was building our business, being told, like, set hours, set the parameters so your clients know when you'll be answering their calls. If you start doing it 24/7, then they're going to expect it all the time. And how draining is that going to be for you? But man, it's hard not to do it 24/7, especially when you care and you want to be there. But then now, as we've grown, I realized, oh, okay, we need to set the parameters. We really need to make sure we're doing that, not just for us, but for them, so that they know, hey, we're still here for you, but we're having to follow the structure, and it's going to be better for me, so I could serve you better and be there for you. And it's still a learning curve,
well,
right?
Yeah,
And
because I think they tend to forget to respect your time, right?
Exactly.
They start to think like your time is, but he's my coach. Okay, he's your coach, and how many other people's coach? That
Right.
sort of thing. And when you start looking at it that way, I used to have to do that even with my students. Like when I taught, I taught adults for 10 years, and here's my phone number. If it's an emergency, you can call me anytime. And someone goes, well, what if I'm drunk and I call you? And I said, well, I'll only answer your call once ever. And if like, unless you're somewhere and you need me to pick you up and you're unsafe, but yeah, and my daughter used to be like, is it another student? And I'm like, okay, I have to shut it off and put it away for a while, and I think that's where I got into that, was mentoring and being an instructor and being there for them when they didn't have people. And then now sometimes I have to just go, yep, that's that person, and just set it down and go, I'm going to answer that later. I'm going to continue what I'm doing. But I need to go back to the work focus thing and be more present. Because it is an addiction.
I used to go and have hours set that my phone didn't do messages and all that kind of good stuff. Especially when I slept. So from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. it was on Do Not Disturb. But then my dad called me when I was staying there. And he called me, he called my brother, and he called my niece, who were all living at the house, and none of us answered. And he needed to go to the hospital. So then it was like, okay, nope. And so now anytime, not a lot of people call me anyways. I don't get phone calls as much. I get Facebook calls, and I kind of train people that way. Don't call me. My phone might be anywhere, but I'm typically always on Facebook. somewhere on a device, whatever device. And so it's like anytime I get a phone call, my heart drops.
Right.
Like, is my dad okay? So
Yeah.
It's
That's what
interesting that we do that, and I mean, devices are incredible. The technology's amazing. Where I know when my grandpa was alive, I was one of the closest person to him, and first contact for the hospital or for his nurses there by him, and so I would make sure that either I had my phone on do not disturb, but his number, or you can select certain people's numbers who are like, nope, they get to come through anytime. So that way,
Yeah.
at least I know that we're able to have that, or tell them and train them like, okay, if it's an emergency, call me twice, because
right.
if you call twice, it's going to bypass that, and the first one's not going to be sent through, but the second one will. So then I go, okay, then yeah, it'll wake me up, I'll be there, right? So like when my grandpa was on his last couple hours, that's what they did in the middle of the night. They called me twice,
Yeah.
boom, woke up, drove down and met him and was there for him for that last couple hours. But
Awesome.
it's training people to do that and knowing that that you have that ability. Like, technology is great. It's such a beautiful asset, and we wouldn't be where we are in this world without it. But it can also serve as that distraction and not allow us to embrace and fully enjoy life.
Yeah, I think we also need to remember that,
Yeah. What other things
because we have all of this technology at our fingertips all the time, is that we don't have to document every moment of what we're doing either.
Right.
Right. Because we've gotten into this habit as well of taking pictures of everything or making a video or, and so and I've caught myself doing it. And then I go, okay, I'm going to take a picture of this beautiful food and I'm going to document for about 30 seconds of the whole entire day. You know what I mean? And then again, put the phone down, not that it's not nice to catch some of those moments, but to take time to just be. And we don't know what to do when we're doing that anymore. We're taught, multitask, and you have to be doing 5 things at one time. And we do. By the way, that's a false narrative. There's really no such thing as multitasking. There really is not. You're doing one thing at a time, regardless. Yeah, multitasking doesn't really exist.
Do you know how long it takes a person to refocus after getting distracted? So they're working on a topic or subject, and then they get distracted by something. How long does it take them to fully come back and focus?
It's like 15 minutes, isn't it?
More.
More?
It's longer. Yeah. Jeff, what's your guess?
I actually did know this at one point. This is from, I can actually quote it.
You can do better than me then. Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking it's like 30 to 45 minutes.
From what I was reading when I was giving a presentation on it, their research said it was like 21 and a half minutes for a person to fully refocus. Now, okay, I could be distracted and I come back, but for my brain to be 100% re-engaged in it takes 21 minutes. So, okay, like let's get rid of this multitasking baloney. Let's just come to the moment, focus on what we need to, and then take breaks as we need. So the human brain can only really focus for 45, 50 minutes at its peak condition. So, and most of us are not at our peak condition. So let's focus for what we can for 20, 30, 40 minutes. Like, I try setting mine to 50 minutes, and I know that's pushing it. But then I force myself to take a 10-minute break, walk away from what I'm doing, go for a walk, feed the dogs, let the dogs out, or, fill my water or coffee, and then come back. And then I can focus again. And I'm even more productive when we're able to do that. But it's that singular focus with those intentional breaks every 45, 50 minutes or so.
It depends on what you're learning. So it depends on what you're doing. So if you are reading new information, if you're just reading it and like studying it on your own, you need to take a break every 20 to 30 minutes because it allows your brain to comprehend what you just learned. And it is 50 minutes if you're being taught something. So like when I was teaching, we taught in 50-minute blocks. And can I tell you, this is true because I can watch at that 50-minute mark, a blank sheet will come over their face. Like you can see when that 50 minutes is up. And I used to go, okay, I know. Like I have 3 more things. Re-engage, re-engage, re-engage. Because, you know, if there was like just a little bit left, because I would just watch. And it was like, you could just tell when the time was, it was time to take a break. Because everyone's face would just kind of glaze over and they'd all be like, you know, it's like,
It's so
okay,
crazy
I'm
to
almost
see,
done.
right? It's
Slides,
crazy
pay
to see
attention,
that.
you know?
5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes. We can do this.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a middle school, high school choir director, same thing, right? That veil would come down about 50 minutes in, and it'd come across. And so, taking it from the classroom to what we do now, that's why we structure our events, in person or virtual ones, to be like, nope, we have 45 minutes. That allows you for a little bit extra on the end for your segment at the longest, so that now we could do something different to allow your brain to relax so you can continue to learn, absorb, and grow all of those things. But because it's crucial.
Yeah.
And so many people don't do that. And they're doing their people a disservice.
Yeah.
One of the things that I know to work very well is that you never do more than 2 hours worth of computer work at a time.
Mm.
So if you
Either
do
that, you should break it up.
yeah, it should still be broke up. You should do an hour and then do the 10-minute, get up, go and get your coffee and do that, come back, do another hour. But after that second hour, you should do something completely different. So how I try to break things up is that after 2 hours, I go and have a meal, or I have the thing I do with dogs. I can't say that out loud. They'll go crazy right now. They're a little too close. But that thing I've been doing with dogs, they would I try to do that after that's at 2:00. One of the things that I've been doing a lot is because my first instinct is to do a walk and talk live video, because I did it for so many years with my other dog that was just when I did my lives. It was a walk and talk, and it was really helpful. And now it's like, no, put down the phone. The phone's in the pocket. If the phone's with me at all, no, I'm not listening to music. I'm here. I'm literally walking the dog,
Right.
because it's so challenging. And it's challenging. I go crazy.
I forced myself when I was running a lot, and I still run occasionally, but when I was running a lot, I would listen to podcasts or music. And I'm like, okay, I want to be more mindful, be in the present moment. So it worked out one time. I was going to a race and I forgot my phone, or I forgot my AirPods, so I can run and listen to music. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll do it without anything. And not only was my time better, I enjoyed it, and it went by faster than I thought. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I started to force myself, when I was just running at home and for enjoyment and exercise, to go, okay, now let's just be present, and then look for, okay, what do I notice that's beautiful? Do I hear this bird singing? Do I notice this? And just really be in the moment, being mindful and present. And man, it was such a game changer that I started doing that more and more. My phone's usually not out during meal times at all. Right. So I can be present with what I'm eating or who I'm with. When Katie, my wife, and I, we go for walks, the phones aren't on unless we're researching something to share, like this, whatever we're looking up real quick. Other than that, it's away, and we're present in the moment, having that conversation, and just being present. I struggle with it in the evenings, when we're watching TV or movies or something like that. Like I'll have it out, and I need to get better. Just like, nope, put it down. Let's be present, even if we're just watching a show or doing nothing really all that important, but just getting away and being present in the moment is huge to do. So if you can build that into parts of your day at the very least, that's going to be really beneficial.
Yeah, I always
and
I don't answer when we're eating either. If I'm having a meal, I don't answer my phone. It gets put away, and every night during mealtime. And there's been several times where it's gone off multiple times. My roommates are like, you can answer your phone if you need to, because it'll ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, well, whoever it is will live for the next 20 minutes while we eat dinner.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm so guilty of that. I'm watching a TV and and then I'm scrolling on my phone and I'm half-ass watching the TV, half-ass watching videos on my phone. Like yeah, I'm horrible about it.
Or play a game.
Or playing a
Lately,
game.
even when I so I spend probably 70% of my life sitting right here in front of this computer, and I realize that because I'm not traveling and I'm not out doing things, I don't have. So about 70% of my life is right here. So I've been making a concentrated effort that at 8 o'clock, I get off of the computer. So I get up and I move over and I start watching TV. But I'm still on my phone. I'm still I'm still going crazy doing all that. But at 10 o'clock, I have to be off the phone. And I have to I need the journal. I get to get my night routine done. And that has been a challenge. That's a big challenge, especially because the beautifulness Heather goes live right at 10 o'clock Eastern. So it's like I've so conditioned myself to be on her lives, and I'm like, no.
I know, and now people miss you when you're not there. Like someone's comment
Yeah.
got filtered, and they were like, "Jeff's not even here." I wonder whose comment that was.
I do get
So
some
one of the
filter
things,
comments.
so
I
we should
will.
talk about things you could do to be more mindful besides just turn off your phone. So one of my favorite practices is when I'm out somewhere is to stop for a moment and close my eyes. And what does it feel like? What am I feeling on my skin? Is there a breeze? What am I hearing right now? Is there cars going by? Maybe, birds chirping, the cat, rustling, whatever it is. And then maybe what can I smell, right? Can I smell the grass? Did someone, here it's dirt. I live in the desert, is that it's been raining for a couple of days. So there's that earthy, wet desert smell, which is like no other place anywhere, by the way. Maybe Arizona, but that wet desert smell, so that's a great way to start the mindfulness is to just stop for a moment and close your eyes and like, what are you sensing around you in the moment right now? Even if it's for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and acknowledge that beauty and, and you will be surprised when you open your eyes, the things that you will notice around you. If you just close your eyes for 30 seconds and listen to everything going on around you, and then open, what a difference it will make of how clear things are around you.
Getting rid of that external stimuli to a degree, right? So by closing your eyes, all of a sudden you can't see it. So you're relying on other senses and you're just focusing and honing in at the moment. Okay, what do I hear? What do I smell? What do I taste? What do I feel? And just really hone in on one of those senses at a time and depict it. I love doing meditations like that where I'm like, okay, let me meditate, but what do I hear right now? And then try to visualize, try to picture, what do I hear? Oh, it's a lawnmower. Okay, what kind of lawnmower is it? What color? What size? And I could be totally wrong. It doesn't matter, but I'm just focusing and being present in that moment. But as far as you're walking down the street or you're at work, I love the idea of closing your eyes. I also focus on what does something feel like? Okay, if I pause for that moment, keep my eyes open, but what does my sweatshirt feel like on my skin? What do I notice on my elbow? How do I, or if I'm walking or running, how does it feel as my foot steps down? Do I feel that pressure from, toe to heel, heel to toe? Where is it balanced in my foot? Or if I'm standing there, okay, what's going on? Or do I feel the wind in my hair or whatever? But just really coming down to your senses is a great one. I also love to do breath work especially when I'm starting to feel stressed out or all over the place and harried. I'm like, oh my gosh, let me just come to the moment, and I'll pause and breathe. And you could do, the square breathing or box breathing. You could do 4-7-8 breath. There's so many different types of breath work, things you could do, different exercises. But the main focus is, hey, let's come to the moment and just focus on our breath, on the inhale, on the exhale, maybe a hold. Let's just come to that moment. So now I'm focused on my breath, and that instantly stops you from going in the past and the future, thinking about all this stuff. It's even not even thinking about how does it feel on your skin or body or smell. Let me just focus on my breathing. Okay, I could focus. I could control that. And then from there, then you could start expanding out too. And I know for me, when I start to feel overwhelmed, especially, I'll come to my breath work instantly, and that'll just help me calm and regulate my system. And then I can start expanding outward from there. Jeff, what do you do?
Definitely. I do breath work. I have to get out. So my personal challenge is actually leaving the RV. So I actually have scheduled in time to actually leave here every day, and I can tell you it's at 2:00. So if I don't answer you at 2:00, that's why. I'm walking around. I'm doing the things with the dogs. I do a lot of breath work. I do a lot of, and they say that within the first half hour of your day, you should try to seek sunlight. You should actually go outside and seek sunlight. There's something about those slanted reds, the way that, and it helps start regulating your melatonin and your serotonin. So I've been really working lately on that hack, is really just going outside first thing, actually going in and using the restroom in the house instead of in here. Sometimes that makes a difference. Like just that couple minutes, and there's a beautiful, it's funny because I'm in the front of the house because I can't fit in through the gate. And there is an acre of land behind here, and behind that is protected wetlands for like something like 20 acres. So there's a fence, and then there's 20 acres, and there's like kind of a creek and there's wetlands. It's swamp right there, and it's really beautiful. And I don't experience it enough. But then again, it was like -1 degree when I got here, so this week was
a little cold for doing that. And yeah, it's amazing the research of your circadian rhythms,
right,
and seeing sunlight or the sunrise, especially in the morning. And if you could do it without any anything in your way, right? So even like the windows in your house that filter some of the UV light and the healthy ones that we need. So going outside and just like, hey, let me enjoy that sunrise. Not look right at the sun. I'm not saying that, but look at the sunrise, enjoy that. And if you could build that into habit every day, then do that. And if you can't, you're like, okay, it's -1 degree, and I'm like, I'm not going outside. Okay, stand by your window. That's okay too, right? But if you can get outside, that much better for you.
Bundle up, put on your parka.
Yeah, no excuses. Get outside.
No
Jeff.
excuses.
Get out there.
well,
I
you
live
just
in the
did
land of
your
sun,
winter
so
retreat.
Right. We did just have our winter yogurt. You can hold your pups and just use them as blankets to keep you warm, like little heated blankets for you.
Right.
There you
go. It's you just, and it was funny. Spencer's like, "Hey, we're gonna do a winter retreat. Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Hell no." It's like, what?
Can I sit by the fire
No.
in my cute snowsuit and drink hot chocolate and read a book? I'm probably down for that. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I miss the snow. So I think but it's that I lived in Colorado for 6 years, and I miss it. One of my favorite things is first thing in the morning when it has just snowed the night before, and you go out and taking that moment to stop, like I said, and the quietness that the snow brings, and just that beautiful, crisp morning. And there's nothing like the quiet snow. Like there it's just I can't it's so hard to describe it, and no one's awake, or people are just moving slowly and getting in their cars to go to work, and so everything's just so chill. And I miss those times. Like right now it's raining, and yesterday morning it was raining really hard. And normally I put on binaural beats in the morning and I kind of chill and stuff, and I didn't even put them on. I just sat there and listened to the rain hit the house. And
So therapeutic, so amazing.
yeah, yeah.
And the silence in the snow, the sound absorbent that it is, it's so incredible. Especially if you can go out not during a blizzard, but while it's snowing, especially like a gentle but heavy snow, you can go out there and I mean, you live in the city and you don't hear your neighbors, you don't hear anything. It's just so quiet. And then if you're out in nature that much more, and it's almost eerie, but yet extremely peaceful. And there's nothing like that cool, fresh air of winter, that crisp morning air. And I love it. I love fall, spring.
Oh yeah.
My least favorite season only because of the mud, but I love the rain. I love thunderstorms. I love stuff coming to life. And then obviously summer's a blast too. So yeah, the fact that we get to share that with people, we have people from Louisiana for our winter yoga retreat. They get to come up here and enjoy it. That's a beautiful thing. Although this year we had like 30s, so it was really weird, but it was still fun.
Yeah, and once I'm in Louisiana and can be away from snow for a while and maybe miss it for a minute, I'll be okay. As a matter of fact, I went to Nashville, so I was outside of Nashville when my RV broke down when I met Spencer originally. And normally they get one snowstorm a year. And that year it snowed every friggin' week. And at 3 inches, Walmart closes because it's the mountains and there's not enough salt and the ice. And so they just close everything so that people don't go out. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, what's wrong with people?
But I wasn't right. But I was so even the winter that I was supposed to be warm and nice and everything was I still dealt with all the winter. I'm like, this is not okay. This is not okay.
It's following you everywhere you go.
I know. Well, West Palm Beach, I lived there for 2 years or a year and a half. And right the week before I came back to Michigan, it was actually warmer in Michigan than it was in West Palm Beach. It was the coldest it's been in recorded history. Almost snowed. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, we didn't have heat. There's no furnace in there." And I was like, okay. We ended up buying a kerosene heater. It was like, all right, like we have to do something. It's 22 degrees. So
that's crazy.
I agree. It is beautiful for that half hour that you're going to enjoy that little moment as it snows. It's pretty. I got it. I can agree with that. But it's that half hour at the very beginning of that snow that, and then you deal in Michigan, you deal with the gray and nasty and mud and the snow that looks like, someone dumped ash on all over it. And,
I mean, I have to admit, I was super spoiled. I lived with 2 Army vets, and they dug my car. Like, I never had to deal with all the yucky parts of the snow because I would come out and my car would be, already, they would have shoveled my car out if need be. My one would come home and he would pull my windshield wipers up for me because I never remembered to do that. I was a little spoiled in that regards, but yeah.
And I get it. Like I did like sledding, when I was younger, and
it's fun when I mean, for a long time as a kid, I loved it. I was becoming more of an adult, 20s and early 30s, I got sick of it. I was like, okay, winter, maybe a month of snow, from December through January 1st. That's it. And then let's be done. But then for me, when I started to intentionally find things to enjoy about it, right? Like, what could I do? What passions could I have that allow me to enjoy it? And okay, it could be sitting inside reading a book and, the fireplace, hot chocolate. Like, I'm all in on that. Like, that sounds amazing. But also getting outside to enjoy it. Okay, yeah, you have to bundle up. All right, so you have to have extra pieces of clothing on. But what things do you enjoy? I found snowshoeing, right? I love doing that, or cross country skiing, or snowboarding. Now, like, okay, those are some things that I really now truly love and enjoy. And like, when I'm snowboarding, I don't have my phone in my hand; it's in my pocket, and I don't look at it for 3 or 4 hours. And I mean, how amazing is that? I'm too focused on not dying going down the hill, right? to look at my phone. But once I intentionally started to look for things to enjoy, that made all the difference. We have a person who joins the winter yoga retreat. This is their 3rd year, and they skied 40 years ago, and then got away from it. And then we were hanging out. I was talking about winter yoga retreat. He decided to come and give it a try again. He's really nervous, but before that, he, like me, was discussing with winter. He's like, okay, I live up here in Wisconsin, but man, I really don't like winter, the cold, the snow. And now that he picked up skiing again and fell in love with it after the winter yoga retreat, he's like, I look forward to it now. Like, come October, he's like, bring on the snow, let's go. So I could go out and chase this passion. And so
I think that's something we need to hit base on, is finding things to be present, things we enjoy doing, so that we are more apt to be present in the moment.
100%. And for all seasons, wherever you are in the world, right? Find those, and
Yeah.
find not just one thing, but a couple things. So you have options, because it's easy to get burnt out of, all I'm going to do is this one thing. We'll find a couple things. So it's having the fireplace on and reading a book, right? Or going snowboarding, or, going sledding, whatever it is. Find those
You'll
things.
make a snow angel. Yeah. Right. See, for me, because I live in the desert and it gets to be 130 degrees.
Yeah, you can have that. I'm good.
So here's the deal. I think this is why I love the snow so much. But my mom used to say this when we were kids, and she grew up in Ohio, and we moved here when I was 4. Like, I'm from Vegas. I don't know any different than Vegas, really. I mean, until I moved to Colorado. But she used to say, I can put more clothes on to be warm, but I cannot take enough clothes off to be cool, which is so true. So during the summertime, it's really finding, like, we're kind of the opposite, where we find indoor activities during the summertime, because, how everyone else goes and heats your car up during the wintertime, right? You heat your car up before you get in. We cool our car down before we get in during the summertime.
Yep.
Sunshades are a real thing. Like, if you don't put a sunshade in your car, you're going to burn your hands when you get in the car, leather seats, not a good idea. So we find things, but then, so during the summertime, it's going on a boat, going to the lake, going, enjoying the pool in the backyard. Find your friends who have pools and go enjoy their pool in the backyard. But find things that you enjoy that allow you to be in the moment. Go hang out with people that you don't want to be on your phone with.
There you go.
Right? If you're around people that you are engaging in with and stimulate your mind and your energy, and they're not sucking the life out of you, I promise you will be more present in the moment, because you will want to be present with them in that moment, enjoying their time and their energy.
Well, and you hit it right on the head, right? Enjoying that time with them, enjoying that energy and being there. If we want, I think all of us to a degree want to experience joy in some way, shape, or form. We all want to have joy in our life and have more joy. Well, where does that happen? Where does that come from? It comes from being in the present moment and savoring it. And there's other components to it, but it's being in the present moment. It's not joy from thinking of the future. I might have fondness and love of looking back on joys of the past. Okay. But all those happen in the present moment. I can really, truly feel and get in touch and revel and savor joy when I'm in the moment right here and now. That makes
Yeah.
all the difference. And that doesn't happen any other time.
Hey, Stephanie.
Stephanie, it is so funny because we
Yeah,
were
if
talking
you
about you
want
just
moments to
not even
think
get to
about
get
in the
something.
past of joy, you have to create them now.
Right.
Right? Like you have to be in the present moment now, doing what you love and you enjoy, to have memories to look back on and talk about. You know, that's the only way you're going to do that, is you have to find ways to be in the present moment. And again, the first thing is to turn this off. The
Right.
world is not going to end if you shut your phone off. I promise. I'm telling myself that as much as I'm telling all of you that. By the way, just for the record.
Same here. Same here. I've gotten better, but man, I still have a long ways to go with it. And you know, that's okay. Life's a journey. It's filled with these highs and lows, these learning opportunities. We're all going to stumble at points with it. We're all going to mess up and have our phones out when we said we weren't going to, or whatever that is, or not be present in the moment. And then when you realize that, you go, oh, okay. All right. Give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up over it. Like, I have done really well in my life. And you're like, all right, I'm going to accept that. All right. What can I learn and grow from? All right, let's move forward. Let's just keep going. Like, now I know. Let's keep doing better as best as we can.
Yeah.
It's definitely. So, Spence, where do people get in touch with you?
Nowhere. I'm absolutely nowhere. You can't find me anywhere. Just like my name. I don't know it. Don't know bio. Or if you want, you could check out our website. Would probably be the best way to kind of get connected and all that stuff. And that's wearejones4.com. You can go to Spencer M. Jones too. That would take you there. Or We Are Jones and 4. Either one is beautiful. I will say we just released, that's the old link, because we just revised and launched our new website. So wearejones4.com. But you can check us out there. Or, I mean, really, I'd just love to have a conversation with you. So hit me up on social media. It's at Jones and 4 on pretty much all of them, right? Or Facebook, you can find and friend my personal account, and let's just have a conversation. I would love to hear what takeaway really resonated with you from this chat.
Yeah,
love it.
I absolutely love Spencer. He's one of my favorite people. Honestly, one of my favorite people. I have been so fortunate to have that this show has really brought together like all the people that I want to hang out with. Like it's great. So, and like the person that I can't live without these days is this Heather. How do people get in touch with you?
Across social media, Living Oracle Wellness. You can find me everywhere. Yeah, I'm live on TikTok 3 nights a week. Though I think I'm going to take tonight off. I've been in a fibro flare for a couple days. I think I'm going to take tonight off. But I will be back tomorrow night with Color and Chat. Come hang out. Take some time to, just hang out and chat and not worry about all the things. That's one of those things that I do now, is which I love, because it allows me to be in the moment and talk with some people. We had some people in the chat all of a sudden, which is
right. How cool is that? They waited till the last minute.
They waited till the last minute. My best friend's here,
I know.
Tina.
Hi, Tina.
She's mine.
to
I
see
don't
you.
share.
Hello. We've already discussed this.
Poor Doug. I'm not
God.
sure why we came up, but thank you for coming and commenting and hanging out.
Fort Dog, awesome. And Gary, welcome. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Stephanie, we love you.
What
yeah,
I love,
and you guys can get hold. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to comment and say, Heather, I love that you're listening to you and your body to make sure you're not overdoing it, right? You're like, okay, we pushed, and now it's like, no, I need to take this time for me. And that, I think that's a great reminder for all of us to listen to our bodies, listen to us, take that time for us to heal, to fill our cup, to be at our best. So thank you for being a role model for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It took me a long time. And now I just, I thought about it, and I'm feeling much better than I was a couple days ago, but I'm like, I just need to reserve my energy tonight and not, I do readings on Tuesday nights, and I just want to observe my,
right.
honor my own energy this evening. So
Smart. Beautiful. Thank you.
yeah.
Don't forget to put a video up saying that though, because your people miss you.
Yeah.
They'll look for you.
Yeah.
look for
They
you.
will.
I have looked for you. But I message you and say, where are you and why aren't you on?
Right. Where are you at?
Where are you at? Are you going on tonight? I need some other time. Or I just freaking called nowadays. But you can get in touch with you guys at trueawesomelife.com. We're getting rid of drama. We just released the Creators Club, where we are working through getting rid of the drama and making sure that you are actually accomplishing what it is you want to accomplish, which is so huge. And guys, we're doing it. It's $7.77 a month. You can't beat it. We're actually doing live calls every week, keeping everybody on track. Message me. There's really, if you want to accomplish something in your life this year, message me. So
Love it.
I
Beautiful.
appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, ever since I started the show, all my favorite people have been on. Like everybody that I can't live without, like, has just been graciously here, and I can't get over it. I get to see Spencer in 39 days.
Thank you,
39
Spencer,
days.
for coming and hanging out with us. I'm so glad that I got to have a little FaceTime with you, because Spencer and I are cool on socials. We follow each other and support, and I love all of your questions that you're always asking, making us think, and stopping, and what are you grateful for today? What did what's a big win for today? And I just love it, because it makes me stop and go, and even if I don't respond to the message, I always see it, and then again, I stop and I'm in the moment, and it makes me think for a moment, like, what was a really good part of the day? Because we get so focused on the negative things throughout our lives, and just one bad moment does not make a bad day, right? And so instead of thinking about all the bad things that happen throughout the day, stop and take a moment this evening, or whenever you're listening to this, and what is one amazing thing that happened to you today? Or maybe it was just an okay thing, but find one positive thing in your day and hold on to that one thing about that day.
It makes such a big difference, and I'm honored that it has helped you to come to the present moment. Even while on your phone, you could pause and embrace the beautiful things that life is offering. And I love the stuff you're putting out and sharing. Same with you, Jeff. Love the questions. Love that you're getting rid of that drama llama. Let's throw that drama out and embrace our true awesome life. And I'm just grateful for you two. So thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate you. And I'm excited to see Jeff in Nashville and hopefully both of you in Chicago in September. And just can't wait to hang out again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can't wait. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon.
Everyone here at the True Awesome Network asks you to please subscribe, like, comment, and spread awesome.